One moment, please. We're just going over a few technical details of the broadcast today. Well, welcome to League for Republic Democracy of Australia. If we can form a government in Australia, we will deliver on ending housing exploits by banks and investment exploits. We will deliver on 3-bedroom houses. We will give recognition to all Australians. We will also build the best weapons in the world right here in Australia. Best weapons in the world for the Australian military right here in Australia. We will end forced mind control weapons purchased by the governments within Australia and end the brutality and barbaric abuse and torture by these regimes. We will also have the election on the Republic referendum clean and fair, without the Queen's MI5 interference in our Republic referendum. We will spend the money, if elected, on the referendum for a Republic in Australia and deliver on all of our commitments in the first 3 years of government. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, we will also deliver on ending our trade partnership with Japan and trade freely with China, building the 3-bedroom houses for all Australians, ending the brutal exploits and housing repossessors by bank exploits in this country. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, we recognise the bacterial torture of the Chinese by the Japanese military. We recognise the bacterial torture in North Korea by the Japanese military. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, and as Australians, we will never be ambushed by the Japanese Imperial military ever again. We will outlaw trade with Japan. We will impose sanctions on the Japanese. We will increase tariffs on American-made goods. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, and we will build the Australian military the best weapons in the world right here in Australia, and we will never buy American weapons ever again. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, and we will deliver for the Australian people on all commitments of the League for Republic Democracy of Australia. We will also send our finest exports, such as dairy cows and other commodities, with the people. If Russia, we will trade freely with Russia, and we will not impose sanctions on the people of Russia. We will also see the arrest of an Australian in the Kingdom of Cambodia an act of war with Australia. We know the Kingdom of Cambodia spent aid money for food and infrastructure, aid money from the hearts of the global community. The Kingdom of Cambodia spent aid money for food and infrastructure for its people on weapons of war. League for Republic Democracy of Australia, and like I said, we will deliver for the Australian people the recognition and freedoms we deserve, ending exploits for housing in this country, building the universities and colleges of the future, building the new currency notes for delivering